request everyone to stand in reverence for the Tamil Thai Varthu.
நீராறும் கடலொடுத்த நிலமடந்த கெழொழுகும்
Very good morning to one and all present here on the dais and off the dais. On behalf of SRM School of Computer Science, I am very proud to welcome you all to the Texas 25. My special welcome to our today's chief guest, Karthik Neelagandan, Infosys. Welcome you, sir. And I welcome Arun Krishnamurthy. Welcome you, sir. And I welcome our most respected Dean. And I welcome VP Admin, VP Academic, VP Research. And I welcome student president. He is behind this entire 1 month Texas. So on behalf of student community, I welcome our student president. And I welcome Dean Student Affairs and Dean Architecture and various heads of the department, ENT. And I welcome all the faculty fraternity, and I welcome the participants from both the SRM IST students and as well as the students from affiliating colleges and in and around Chennai University students. I welcome you once again to this prestigious Texas 25. So Texas 25, the important object behind this Texas is creating a responsibility in and around the student community, and as well as a technocrat we have a responsibility to contribute or give back to the society. It's not only complete in a technical event, it is a combination of technical event and non-technical event and blood donation and creating awareness about ecosystems or give back to the earth. So saving or protecting the earth from e-waste, at least as a technology people, we are throwing here and there so many electronics, because nowadays we are using KBBs, that is knowledge based product. If we say any product is a knowledge based product, the competition is high. If you buy one mobile, then another day the competitor launching another mobile with added features. Immediately people move to those. Then again, so like this, the knowledge based product lifespan is very, very less. We all a knowledge community, we are using and as well as manufacturing or designing or producing a knowledge based products. So those time we will be very cautious on disposing the knowledge based products once the utilization is over. So that is why the combination of this social responsibility, give back to the society, creating awareness among the technical students, those who are studying engineering and emerging areas. So with this note, we completely, it is a 1 month more than a program. We conducted one blood donation camp. Every year we are giving blood donation to Adayar Cancer Institute. Last year around 130 unit, this year 150 plus unit given to Adayar Cancer Institute. So again we did a walkathon at Elliott Beach, creating awareness. Again go green, and we planting trees in the wetland to cultivate those areas also. So again we are conducting hackathons. So we extended, previously we conducted a hackathon at our own premises only. It's looked like again a laboratory setup. But now we moved beyond our scopes, limits and boundaries. Last year onwards we are conducting hackathons at industry premises itself. We are giving exposure to our own students in an industry, how the industry people are working. And as well as with the mentoring of industry experts with you during the entire 24 hours hackathon. So now today we are going to list 45 more in technical events, and tomorrow we have a non-technical event. Other than that, for went out we have a musical night. Our focus is on collectively the objectives. Please understand that once again, Texas is a collection of technical, non-technical, blood donation, social awareness. So being a technical engineers, we have certain responsibility. That is a wrong myth. Only arts and sciences people only think about people. But we are solving so many riddles in the world. So I hope with this note, I once again welcome you all and the media people and other faculties, friends, student volunteers. Once again I welcome you. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. The name Texas carries a deep meaning, standing for something for greater than just a fish. The letters T and E represent technology. The letters X stands for extracurricular activities, emphasizing the importance of holistic development, reflecting our ever-growing connections with world of the technology. Finally, U and S stand for uniting us, which makes a fish what it is today. Over the years, Texas has grown beyond just being an event. It has become a brand of SRM Ramapuram, a symbol of innovation, excellence, and limitless possibilities. And it is with immense pride and joy that I stand before you today to inaugurate Texas 25. The international level Tech Fest organized by the Faculty of Engineering and Technology SRM Ramapuram, what began as a vision in 2008, has now evolved into the movement that extends beyond competitions and events. Texas is not just a gathering of students. It is a platform that brings together some of the brightest minds from across the world to innovate, collaborate, and create. From its modest beginnings, the fest has now expanded into an event that hosts over 50 competitions, including 40 plus technical events, 15 plus non-technical events, and 7 specialized workshops designed to equip students with industry level knowledge and expertise. One of the most remarkable aspects of Texas has been its continuous evaluation. What started with a single hackathon has now expanded into hosting multiple hackathons, bringing together some of the most talented problem solvers and innovators. This year, Hackverse 24-hour hackathon is an international level hackathon was conducted in collaboration with Kanini Software, providing students with a platform to tackle real-world challenges. Alongside this, we hosted by Codeverse, a 12-hour hackathon organized by the Electronics and Communication Engineering Department, and Tech has a 24-hour hackathon organized by the Information and Technology Department, both of which took place at MLSP, turning it into the hub of innovation. With every passing years, Texas has only grown stronger, and this year it has reached an incredible milestone with 4,700 plus registrations spanning technical events, non-technical events, workshops, and hackathons. This year, we organized a walkathon advocating for a drug-free society, raising awareness about the importance of leading a responsible, healthy life. Our Go Green campaign promoted sustainability and environmental consequence, reminding us that technology should always serve the betterment of society. In addition, our blood donation camp conducted in collaboration with Adayar Cancer Institute successfully, we collected 150 units of blood, helping save lives and making a tangible difference in the community. Over the years, each president of Texas has played a key role in shaping its identity, leaving behind a legacy that has not only influenced the fest but also shaped their own professional journeys. In 2018, Arko Shah laid the foundation of Texas, and today he is a tech professional at Microsoft, having traveled to 28 countries, reflecting a global perspective that Texas inspires. In 2019, Rohit Kumar Guha expanded Texas to new heights, and he now excels as a user-centric product manager, driving innovations in the tech industry. Then came 3 years of silence due to COVID-19, a period where Texas was put on hold. But in 2023, Manoj Kumar took on the challenge of bringing it back. ensuring that its legacy continued even stronger than before. His leadership and determination in reviving Texas shaped his own journey, leading him to pursue higher studies in France, where he continues to make strides in his field. In 2024, Dattaria KS further expanded the creative and technical reach of the first, and today he is leading the incentive queue, a company built on the same values that Texas represents. And now in 2025, Shamir has stepped up to take Texas to a new level, officially making it an international first, proving that the event continues to grow beyond expectations. Each of these individuals grow with Texas, and in return, Texas shaped their future for innovation and leadership. This year marks a historic milestone. Texas has now crossed borders, gone international, welcoming participants from across the world with limitless learning opportunities, vibrant atmosphere, and electrifying musical night. It is a celebration of technology, talent, and teamwork. A place where ideas turn into the reality and innovation knows no limits. With that, I welcome you all to 2 days of learning, exploration, and inspiration. Let us embrace the spirit of curiosity, push our boundaries, and make the most of the opportunities Texas has to offer together. Let's make Texas 25 a phenomenal success. Thank you.
Very warm good morning to one and all present here. I'm the guy who is known for speaking for extreme analogy and talking about various technology aspects. But our outset, after a long battle of 1 month, it's like an India A team came to India team. I appreciate my entire team. Kudos to the entire one. And they are my gladiators working day and night. In fact, yesterday 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, they've been messaging me what is happening, the status, and 1 o'clock they're putting a stage, how it is happening today, what are the events are going on in minute to minute. In fact, morning we had an art gallery show. In fact, all the chief guests have seen that the student talent, the raw talent, what they've been exhibited, and they're not trained enough or trained to be an artist, but as an engineering student, they showcase the entire talent what they have. This is what we want to nurture. I'm truly overwhelmed what they have been performed. At the outset, Texas, they said in detail what is Texas is about, but the uniqueness of Texas is the oneness in thought. I really appreciate that one, and all put together, my entire faculty community, student community has joined together and taken Texas to next level. I'm really overwhelmed of even what is happening today, and this is a moment to be cherished. Right. And normally when we speak in a stage, we have 3 fears. One is like because we are baby boomers, right? They are Gen Z kids. The one is public speaking. We don't come to stage and we get irritated at what is happening. The other one is the fear of death, whether when we'll be dying, right? Always the old people will get the fear of death. The third one is landing in a plane, right? Especially in Indigo. So now the things are different. The changes are happening now. Whether my battery get drained, buffering, Netflix account will deactivate. These are 3 fears of new Gen Z kids. So we have to be different in what we're thinking and what their thinking is. When I went to school, right, I had an interaction with a school kid in a Doon because my daughter was studying in a Doon school. And I was asking the kid, you have 2 apples plus 2 apples, what is the total? She said 5 apples. I said 2 plus 2 is 4, right? Then I asked again, I triggered the question, 2 lychee and 2 lychee, what is the number? She said 4. Then I got confused whether because universally we speak 160 languages, mathematics is only one, it's common to all, 1 plus 1 is 2. So again I asked whether you have 2 apples and 2 apples, 2 plus 2 is what? She said 5. Then I was wondering, then what has happened? Then I asked, how come it will be 5? She said, 2 apples is here, sir, and 2 apples is, you total it, and 1 apple is in my bag. So she said 5. So this technically we might be right, practically the student is right. So this is the difference between the two ages what we belong. What we teach in class and what they expect is completely different. So this terminology, if you understand, probably we'll go to next level. That's what we're training. That's the inception of School for Life concept we introduced throughout the curriculum. We don't teach to how to run a bicycle. We experience them to learn the bicycle, how to ride it. So that's philosophically we think about it and we worked on. And all this Texas is real talent to be showcased. That if you see a lot of technical events, non-technical events are there, and I can see all the registrations are happened 100%. So kudos to the entire team. So it's not about only a musical night, as chairperson said. It's not only a musical night or a cultural event. So all the technical events, the takeaways are there. In fact, the hackathon I visited at Kanini Software at around 11 o'clock. And the CEO was overwhelmed that the company never been produced such an energy at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock. So out of the whole, he came and he said 20 people are recruited directly from your institution. So this is the one outcome we have shown to the outer world what we are. So SRM is a brand, and what we really had, we have showcased the talent. And it's not like first level and second level. Normally I used to say that the best place to hide the dead body is place it in a Google second page, right? So if you want to hide a dead body, put it in a Google second page. Nobody is going to see the Google second page. Everyone wants to see the first page, right? So always we should be in the top. There's no second chance in your life. You have to be performing, you have to be performing, and you have to be performing. So when you perform hard, you'll be number one. So it's not the race of number one and number two, the quality of raw talent what we have and how you mitigate that one and work together. That's a real joy to put together, we'll be working on. And I strongly believe that good is the enemy of great. So how come? So always we say good, we are doing good thing, but we're not doing a great thing, right? So what is the black box inside? So probably a disciplined thoughts, disciplined behavior, disciplined attitude will all put together to be a greatness in your aspiration what we work on. So that's what we are trying to reach it. We might be doing good thing, but we put an inner mind that we have to do a great thing in life. I can talk and talk like till the cow come to home, I can talk and talk, right? But still there are limitation of time, but we have to do a lot of things in today's agenda, and there are probably we work on multiple aspects of student, like 360 degree we have to work on, not only a teaching, how the problem statement works on, use case how we build. In fact, we teach them knowledge adda, we call it as knowledge adda. Probably they may be good in technical stuff, they are not able to articulate what they wanted. So we thought, why can't we come with a knowledge adda, like everyone come together, and we took a book, Who Will Cry When Die. So they have taken all the topics together and they were narrating the story as if the real movie picture is how we resemble. So nobody now going to read the attention span of the human being after the shots and YouTube welcome went to less than a golden fish. Not in 7 seconds we couldn't able to focus on a video, focus on a content, what we want to read or what we want to deliver. So how to improvise this one? So we bought one more concept called de-addiction center for excessive use of social media. Right? There may be various de-addiction centers, but now the screen time which killing us to be unproductive is mobile usage, right? Maybe there are good things are there are bad things are there, but how much time you productively use is very, very important. That's why we thought, why can't we bring a de-addiction center for excessive use of social media? We launched this year, and if you see the subsequently we're working on how to improvise the student holistically 360 degree of development, because there may be student with visual smart, logical smart, technical smart, but really this happens, that's very, very important. The congruence should happen. So my team is working on, they're working hard on that one, and all put together this Texas as a big launch. We have seen the outcome. That's what I say, my team, they are like 1983 World Cup team. Right? Nobody thought we'll win, but we won it and successful. Right? Thank you so much. All the best. Thank you.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, faculty members, students, other staff members of the dais. It's a matter of great pride for me to participate in one of your iconic events, Texas 25. I understood about the event, I did some research, plus I heard about the event from the dignitaries today. It's a healthy balance of technical, non-technical, and societal impact initiatives. Hackathons have become very popular over the years. In fact, many companies these days use that as a basis to hire students. Also, these days, people are not hired just based on technical skills. There is a lot of focus on soft skills, and there is a focus on people with diverse backgrounds. In fact, to give you a specific example, at our organization, 10 years back, when we have to do front-end design, like a mobile design or a web page design, we used to hire people with just a technical background, a JavaScript, somebody who knows technical skills. But these days, we hire people with backgrounds in anthropology, in architecture, in liberal arts. That's because the users are from diverse backgrounds. And it's important that you have the intersection of all these capabilities, rather than someone who just has a technical acumen. So to that extent, it is impressive that Texas 25 focuses on a well-rounded aspects, technical capabilities, non-technical capabilities, and more importantly, inculcating a feeling of society, a focus on sustainability. I heard about the blood bank, blood donation. So these are all things for us to not just be successful as professionals, but also be key and good contributors to our society and the people around us. So I thank once again the management and the leadership of this venerated institution for inviting me here. In my role as the head of India business at Infosys, I've seen over the last 10 years this country adapting technology significantly. Maybe the students of today will not know, but 15-20 years back, if you had to get a passport, it was a long, convoluted process. It involved some middlemen, but the government has digitized the entire process, and these days you can get your passport in no time. All of you have seen the power of the India stack, which is basically an identity element like Aadhaar, the payment aspect like UPI, and then the e-commerce aspect like ONDC. These are all innovations which are very, very unique to India. We call it as digital public infrastructure. Aadhaar has transformed the way direct benefit transfers are done by the government. It has transformed the way we handled COVID, for example. It has transformed the way e-KYC is done. Today, if you want to onboard, you want to buy a mobile connection or open a bank account, it has expedited all these things. It has been possible because of the way our country implemented one of the unique identity programs in the world. Similarly, India has one of the most advanced payment systems. NPCI, which is the organization which is responsible for UPI, has done an incredible job in the way they've scaled up this technology. We are now, NPCI is looking at targeting 1 billion transactions a day. And 50% of the world's digital payment transactions today happen in India. And these are all very low cost, in fact, no cost transactions. If you have to use a MasterCard or a Visa network, you pay 1 to 3% towards kind of charges for using the payment network. UPI is almost free. Today in India, even if you want to buy 20 rupees worth of coconut, people use the payment network. Similarly, you would have seen in airports DigiYatra, where automatic facial recognition technology has been rolled out. Therefore, it's a lot more smoother for passengers. Or DigiLocker, some of you may have used facilities like DigiLockers, where over 6 billion documents are there. You can put all your documents there. It's all authenticated and it can be used for a variety of purposes. Or what our company has done in terms of tax processing. India has one of the most advanced tax processing systems in the country. About a couple of decades back, for you to get tax refunds, it used to take 9 months. Today, it has come down to 9 weeks. Okay, and our tax systems are all very advanced. These systems are integrated with various banks, depositories, stock exchanges, and you get a very nice, what is called as an annual AIS, which tells you what all transactions has happened, what kind of capital gains liabilities are there, what stocks you bought, what you sold, what interest you earned, and it provides a single view. And in no country of our scale has this kind of advanced processing systems. Yes, countries like Singapore and Estonia have good tax processing systems, but what you have in India, in America, if you want to file your tax return, it costs you $220 to $250. In India, it's less than a tenth, 1/10 of that. Similarly, GST network is something which we had set up. And if you look at that, it enables the government to, previously we used to have taxes across different states. Now we've got a unified tax. You go to a portal, you register, you make payments, you upload your invoices, and it's such a smoother and easier way to comply with the government laws, customs, excise, whichever way you look at it. India has one of the best public digital infrastructure. All this has been possible because of the power of technology. And I believe that in the coming days, the usage of AI, which you might have heard a lot about, is going to further improve e-governance services, the G2C, or the government to citizen services, and it is going to further bring in more convenience, more flexibility, and improve the quality of living for Indians as citizens. Why I'm telling you all these things is there are people with technology background. India is the melting pot for technology today. A couple of decades back, when I went to do my master's in US, there were very few options for people to come back and settle in India. But today, India has more than 1 lakh startups. It's kind of innumerable funding opportunities. A lot of venture capitalists and private equity firms are chasing people with good ideas. It's possible to raise money as long as you have a good idea. And hackathons are an incredible way where you bring out the technical capability of individuals, the ability to collaborate with people, work under pressure, deliver meaningful output, and solve industry problems. So I think this Texas is a great event where you have an opportunity to bring out your capabilities, and I should commend SRM for setting up an event of this scale. I was told that the entire event is managed by students, which is incredible. An institution of this reputation is not created just by great infrastructure. It is created by the quality of staff, by the quality of students, and the commitment of the leadership. So I could see that today morning we were showcased some arts and creative work done by the students. It was mind-blowing. So I believe you students, you're all in the right place, a place where you have some very reputed alumni, and a place which throws very compelling career options for most of you. I would urge you to take advantage of all that this university provides and make it worthwhile for yourself, and also be a great alumni. I thank once again the entire management for giving me this opportunity, and all the best.
Hello everyone, and thank you so much for those kind words over there. And once again, all the dignitaries, respected dignitaries, my salutations to all of you, and all the teachers and dear students over here. Much has been already spoken about technology, and my previous esteemed guest had already kind of touched base upon the applications of technology, what we have seen so far. So while I'm standing here, I was just thinking, what can I really share which can be made of a difference, some of my experience. So right now, when I was just coming through, I was just coming through to this auditorium, I felt kind of quite jealous about things like what everybody was doing over here. I kind of reminisced about when I was just deciding before I joined college, right? Like, what was I doing? So it was in a very unorthodox way that I kind of joined engineering. So it was like I was still undecided what I was supposed to do, whether I should be doing engineering, and my father was basically from a statistics background, and he said, "You'll do very well in commerce," he said, accounts. And he gave me some very compelling points about why I should take commerce or accounts. And I said, okay, I'll think about it. And then at that time, this is way back, I don't even know whether you guys would have seen that movie. At that time, there came a movie. And I just watched that movie, it was I think called Enemy of the State. I'm not sure whether you've seen it. And I saw that the protagonist is basically, he's just, he's been chased by some rogue spy agencies, and they were showing satellite tracking, doing everything, etc. And it was absolutely very, awesome, because at that time to see something like that was very compelling for me. So I just went and spoke to my dad and said, hey, I think I've decided what I want to do. And my dad was very eager to hear and said like, yeah, that's wonderful. And he said, what do you want to do? He said like, I want to do electronics and communication engineering. He said, great. How did you arrive at this, this decision? And I told him that, hey, I saw this movie and I decided. And no prizes for guessing what happened for the next, what kind of conversation ensued between me and my father. But anyway, I just kind of went through that. And then I joined engineering, and then I realized that it was no mean game. The movie was a different experience, but doing engineering is not an easy thing to do, right? Like, you have to really be on top of your game. You have to understand different subjects. You like some, you won't like some. So it was a journey in itself, per se. And then what happened is that, but one thing, very interesting thing happened, and that's what the point I was just trying to drive over here. So I was not like a super academic student or anything, but I did top my SATCOM paper, which is a satellite communication paper. And then one thing, when I reflect back today, I'm realizing this one aspect, that if you really like something, if you're passionate about something, you will put in the extra mile and get that thing done. You will really excel in that. So I think one of the major things what I would just like to say is that, and I'm seeing this passion when I just came over here. I'm seeing the excitement, the passion, you guys are being so inspirational about it. So I think that's what is the most important thing. For being a strong innovation, to innovate, right? One of the major things what is required is you have to be inspired, you have to be really passionate about what you're doing. If you're passionate, automatically excellence and quality follows, which are the key qualities for actually doing any kind of innovation. Because if it comes from the bottom of your heart, the results will be there to show, right? I'm not going to dwell upon like what kind of technologies out there. Yes. So you have to decide like what kind of engineers you want to be. Some of you would be problem solvers. Some of you will be disruptors. Some of you will be innovators. Depending upon where you want to go. Some of you would want to do AI research, or some of you would get into the application part of it. That's the worldview, right? So that's how things will actually move on, right? So one of the other key aspects which I want to dwell upon, which is very, very key to any innovation solution, of course, the earlier speaker did touch upon that you have to be, and I think that's the core of the TEXUS, this symposium as well, is like you're actually doing real world application, you're solving problems which are real world. That's extremely important. You have to keep a human-centric design. Whatever we are doing, whatever we are creating, it has to have a very, very human-centric design, right? Because at the end of the day, for whom are we doing? It's actually to solve a problem which will make our lives easy, right? Whether it is you're creating a great technology, or you're making a technology which is actually making the life easy or maybe affordable, right? That's the very important, that's the very absolute, the bedrock of actually creating a great innovation technology. So I remember like when I started my career, I was in telecom, and one of the things what we were actually working, this is around 20 years back, is like creating $1,000 switch. So in the telecom space, you know that you have like, back in the day, we used to use circuit switch technology, so we are talking about MSCs, etc. So they were very expensive. So we were actually talking about $1,000 switch in rural areas. So I was part of the R&D design team. So the idea was to actually create very cheap technology affordable so that it can actually percolate, and then more and more people in the rural areas will be able to use that technology. So that's one of the bedrocks, right? So you have to have the end goal in mind. Why are we doing this technology? That's extremely important. And I'm sure that many of you, while you're working on the hackathons and whatever you guys are going to do, this should be at the core of your mind, right? The other aspect which I want to touch upon is quality and excellence, right? These are absolute, and earlier sir was also talking about, one of the speakers about, whatever we are doing, we have to really be responsible about what we are coming out. So this was maybe 2-3 years back, or maybe a little bit. I had a client, a Canadian client, and I was talking to them, and we were having some discussions over certain things. And then I noticed one of the key aspects was that the client, he was fidgeting on his left, this thing. He had a small ring over here on his little finger, and he was fidgeting with that. And then during the break, I just went and I was like, okay, this is very unconventional. What is this thing about? I'm not sure whether you are already aware of it. And then he told me that basically every engineer who comes out of, especially in Canada, many of them wear this ring. It's a reminder. So the background, he told me, what happened is in 1920s, I think in Quebec, somewhere there was a big bridge which actually fell down. And a lot of people died in that. So I think what they're saying is that he told me that they create that ring out of the debris of that metal which had come as a stark reminder as to what needs to be done, what kind of responsibilities engineers have. And that was a very powerful story. That means that though we have all the talent, we know what products we need to create. It might be very, very, lucrative, so to speak. But at the same time, we all have responsibilities as to what we need to deliver, right? That's the most important part. And it was a very touching thing. So maybe that was a civil example what I gave, but it is even more important today that whatever digital products we create is actually touching a lot of lives, right? And that becomes our responsibility to ensure that we are able to deliver this quality and excellence. You may write 10 lines of code, right? You may write anything, you might create a new product, but it has to be so good that the world looks at you, and it has to create a positive impact in the society, right? And that's what it means to be very holistic about innovation. So I can go about talking about technology. I know that today, we are in the age of absolute disruption of technology. It's not like maybe a decade back where technology was growing very slowly, or maybe the disruption used to happen in that there used to be a breather time. I can see that in the last 2-3 years itself, we had the AI, we were talking about predictive, prescriptive, etc. And suddenly we are hit by Gen AI, which absolutely turned the entire thing upside down, because we're talking about how we can talk about unstructured data, etc. It's absolutely turning things about. And then now we are in the world of agentic. And it's even creating a lot of turmoil now. In the sense like, today we are talking about agentic is doing so much of automation, and in fact Accenture is in the forefront in that aspect. We are doing a lot of research in that. We are already started creating applications, etc. in terms of agentic. So what we are seeing is coding is happening automatically. A lot of low complexity jobs are absolutely going. So what is the need of the hour? If I were to reflect in like maybe 2 or 3 points, that what is it that we need to do to be on top? So one of the things I would say is everybody has to learn their core skills, right? You have to be like, whatever you're learning today, it may be your coding, your cloud computing, etc. Those are your core skills now. We cannot be a one-trick pony anymore, right? That's the whole idea. The second part, I think, what I felt was that it is more to do with like understanding the domain. We always see that we have great engineers over here, and I've interacted with so many of them. We've worked in so many projects, etc. One of the things is they do great technical work, but they're unable to communicate that technical work to the client, right? So I think that is not just about the communication part of it. It's about contextualizing your technical work into the domain related area. I think that is one of the foremost important parts. For example, if I create a great AI ML model, and tell them that, hey, and they start speaking technical to the client. The root mean square error is this much, the MAPI is this much. That's not what the client wants to hear. The client wants to hear about how do you contextualize these things, what you have created into my area, right? So that's very important. Third thing, of course, communication soft skills are absolute necessity. And I'm very happy to see that one of the things I really wanted to add is learning new linguistic languages, etc. I'm extremely happy to say that there is a division out here, and because for Accenture, for instance, Japan is one of the most, it's a growing market, for example, right? Or maybe even the Middle East. I mean, that's where it's happening. So I'm so glad to see that, there's already a step in SRM which is taking the right direction. You're learning foreign languages, etc. So a heady combination of this, like, you know the domain, you know how to communicate, you know the core skills, and then you're able to communicate with your clients in that language. It's absolutely a very heady proposition. That's what it is all about, right? So, I mean, and last but not least, I know I'm just mindful of the time here. The last thing I just wanted to say is that I think Alan Kay, right, he just said, and because this being a kind of a computing world, so he did say that the best way to predict the future is to invent it. And I think that is as strong as a word that can be, because that means that we don't have to predict it anymore. We are creating the future. So those words, I really thank you for this opportunity for me to come and talk over here, and really thank you all for listening. Yeah.